I think that's good.
Go ahead.
Hello, 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 hello.
Is that your normal voice?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't really, unless
Yeah.
I get excited.
Okay, talk to me. Say how your day has been just for a little bit, so I can.
Sure. Today has probably been the best day of Supercon.
Keep going.
Keep talking? Okay. What else do I say?
Just like talking to it.
I like turtles.
Yeah, give me your like.
I'm a booty kind of girl. Sucker for legs. And I date a lot of crazy bitches, bro. I can't find a sane one, man.
Guys, it is so loud at Supercon. That's me and Iris trying to get the levels right for the mic. She's a pretty cool artist, and an even cooler chick. Take a listen.
So why I want to talk to you about your work and like why you got inspired, just to get an idea of who you are as a person, because I don't really know much about you. I just know you're Cuban, you talk a lot, and you cannot find a sane woman to save your life.
I hope none of my ex-girlfriends hear that, because I talk to all of them. Actually,
Do you want me to edit that part out?
no, it's fine. They all love me anyways. We're all friends. Well, I mean, what got me to doing conventions really was, I've always been a fan of comic books since I was a little kid. You know, I would read comic books, I would watch cartoons all the time. I grew up on Spider-Man, on X-Men, you know, anything 90s, obviously. So, you know, my brother, who's also here with me in the booth, he started working for this convention in particular, and they were a lot smaller, and he was wrestling for them. And it started off with me selling his t-shirts, and I would see all these artists like just setting up table and opening up shop. And I'm like, damn, I didn't know it would be that easy to do that. And, you know, I came out and I bought some artwork too, and I started asking the artists how they started. So I got ideas as well. And I had stopped painting anyways, and I picked it up because I really got inspired coming to these shows to kind of start doing it again. And it's been now about 4.5 years, almost 5 years that I've been doing it. And now I'm really pushing for it to like expand out of South Florida. This year was the first time I actually traveled. I went to North Carolina. I did really well over there in a con. Yes.
Now at this point we take a break because Iris gets some traffic and she has to go do her thing. And then her sister comes along and I get a little shady. But it's all in good fun.
What was the question? What were we talking about?
Okay, so I don't know where you left off, but where I'm gonna pick up is that you had mentioned that you had stopped painting. So was there a specific reason why you stopped to paint?
I stopped painting because can you hear me from here? Yeah? Okay.
I'll do yours this way.
I stopped painting when I was in high school. I had this really awful art teacher. She wasn't, I was pushing myself at the time, and I would ask her questions. I'm like, look, I just want you to criticize my work. I want to like get better and better and better. At the time I was doing mostly portraits of people. And she's like, no, this is great. I'm like, okay, but I want to get better. She goes, you know,
Iris Vera,
yes.
Party Campus, sorry.
Oh, hi. Sorry. But I'm glad you guys like it. Thank you. So, where was I off on?
About your teacher and how she was really helping you progress.
Well, yeah, she wasn't, she just didn't really, she wasn't really into like art. She was more into her photography students. And I noticed that because she had what are those rooms called? Those dark rooms where they develop photos?
Dark room.
Oh, did I get it right?
Yeah.
Damn.
You're so smart.
Oh my God. Can be in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's been a long week, man.
Good.
I don't
good.
even know my name anymore. I know my last name because it's your last name
Yeah.
too.
And by the way, we're not really cousins. I was just joking.
We
Yeah.
could be.
You never know, right?
You never know.
Long last. My grandpa was a hoe, so
Was he? Like my dad.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It must be a land thing.
It must be. So yeah, I mean, I stopped.
So why did you feel what made you think your art wasn't good enough?
I mean, it was a lot of things. Like, if I tell you my whole life story, you'll probably be like, okay. I just, I got more into music. Music and art has always been in my life. I started playing guitar when I was really young, when I was 6. Art was been in my life as well since I was very young. And those two things have been the things that have kind of like kept me away from trouble, which I still got into trouble anyways. But I had stopped the art, so then I was more dedicated to music, and I was in bands and I would play shows, and then I quit the band and then I started DJing, and all my friends started kind of like, oh, you sold out. But the DJing stuff really took me far because I started playing a lot of clubs here in Miami and South Florida. And I had like an actual like roster. I had like places and venues where I played at. That was like later on in my early 20s, and I drank and I got paid to fuck around pretty much, man. I really did, and I had so much fun.
That's a lot of information to take in. Let's start with the first part where you said that you played in a band. What kind of music were you playing?
I mean, I was the guitarist, and that's why I left the bands, because they were more like metal, and I wasn't really into that. My kind of style is more like open format. I'm either like I'll play some jazz or some nice rock, but it was a screamo band. It just wasn't everybody that wanted a band was like screamo at the time.
Oh.
I'm talking about the days of like the Used, the Bravery, like that era, like early 2000. Like, how old
So
are
real
you?
quick, let's say real quick, how old are you?
I'm 32.
Oh, that's right. I'm 31, so we're like a few months
Yeah.
apart. 'Cause I'm about to be 32.
Yeah.
So usually, what I hear around bands, or maybe it's just how the media like portrays it, is that there's a lot of drugs involved with like the whole band and music scene. Was that true for you?
No, not with the band. More when I started DJing. A lot of the bands, when we were younger, like we were like getting out of high school, there were some people that were into drugs, but not the people in my... Hola, ¿cómo estás? Oí que tenían mucho éxito. Me gusta oír eso. Para adelante. That's Luis's mom. Esta es mi hermana. En el show de allá de Sunset, sí.
So what just happened?
Oh, that's Lewis's mom.
Uh-huh.
That's like that's his backbone right there.
Nice.
That's his backbone right
So
there.
Lewis is another artist here at Supercon who makes these, what do you call that? How do you describe his artwork?
It's like literally gluing a bunch of tiny little beads together to make an image. I mean, we're talking about hundreds of beads.
And what is his like URL, and what's website, how can you find him?
Pearly... I have him on Instagram. I'm just so bad. I'm gonna go by later, okay?
Pearly Pixels, PERLYPIXELS. That's on Instagram.
That's on Instagram.
Yeah, you can check out his work. It's pretty cool.
It is.
So let's go ahead and I was going to ask you what your DJ name was. Did you have a name?
I did. I had to change it one time.
Why?
All right, so in early 2001, I remember MySpace.
Do I remember MySpace?
Does anybody out there remember MySpace? Or before that,
I remember MySpace.
was Face the Jury.
I'm not that old, so...
Come on, we're only a year apart.
It probably only lasted a fucking year.
I know. So, like I said, I left the bands. I wasn't interested. I still play guitar, but it's just I wanted to do my own thing and produce my own music. And I did like a little mini album, that I recorded and produced in my house. I just did some, I had my guitar, I recorded my guitar, I had my keyboard, I had, I play a little bit of everything. I'm kind of like a sick maniac
Nice.
in that way. Yeah, you should see my room. So, like,
Is
I
it-
walk into it and I still come. I still jizz because I'm like, I can't believe I have this. But anyways, so I felt very comfortable with the 6 songs that I had made, so I put them on MySpace. And back then, musicians were able to put their music, and you can promote your band or whatever you were. So my first DJ name was DJ Virus, because as a kid, people used to like make fun of me, call me Iris the Virus.
Why?
I don't know. Kids were evil in middle school and elementary and all of that.
I guess that's probably like the first name they actually, like, the first word they learned that could rhyme with Iris.
Yeah, I guess. So I used it. I was like, you know what? Here's a way to fight back. So somebody on MySpace was like, hey, there's already a DJ Virus. You can't use that.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to do that. So I did what one of my favorite DJs, producers did. Do you know BT?
No.
Okay, you should check him out. He's really good.
Okay.
ATB as well. He uses his initials. So I use my initials,
Okay.
which is DJ IMV.
What's your middle name?
Oh, God, don't make me say it.
Okay, if you don't want to, you don't have to.
It's with an M.
Well, duh.
That's it. So then when I did it, I was like, I wasn't thinking that it sounded like I envy.
Oh, like I envy.
I envy. So a lot of people are like, oh, I really like your name. It almost sounds like I envy. And I'm like, no, it's IMV. They're like, no, it sounds like I envy. I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go with it. So, you know, I did that till I was like 24, 25. You know, I did the circuit for about 6 years.
Nice.
You know, it was a lot of fun. And then I stopped and then I started painting.
So was your so it sounds to me like your household was very creative. Was that because one of your parents was like a musician or an artist?
No, just myself.
Oh, so did you just go like, Mom, I want a guitar for Christmas, and
Yeah.
I want a violin, I want a piano, I want some paintbrush? You were just like,
Oh, not my mom, my grandmother.
Oh, your grandma.
My mom's like, you want it, you work for it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, my grandmother was very supportive towards
Nice.
my art and my music. So that was really cool, my grandmother. But her mom was very artistic. That's why.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So
Which
she-
I never met her though.
Oh.
Yeah, she was old.
That's sad.
Yeah.
And so, your grandma, was she like a big part of your life?
She really was. She was like my number one supporter when it came to my art when I was a very little kid. She would make me draw at night, you know, because she saw that that I really liked it, I enjoyed it. So she would like give me free time at night. She goes, you know, draw, color, whatever you want to do, you know. So I would just kind of go ham with it. And you know, I remember Saturday mornings waking up as well and just drawing in the morning, and she was really supportive about
What was
that.
your favorite? Because you're the age that I am, where we had Saturday morning cartoons. What
Yes.
did you wake up Saturday morning to?
Oh my God. It was, I remember I would turn on Fox because on Fox they would have X-Men and Spider-Man.
Yes, I fucking love X-Men, the 90s.
Na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na.
Which really surprised me that you don't have any like X-Men paintings.
I know. I'm gonna start. As soon as I'm done with this con, I'm gonna start doing the pieces that I really want to do. Cause like this stuff, like I know I'm proud of my Rick and Morty, very proud of it. But you know, a lot of these prints that you see here are commissions that people have asked me to do. And I'm like, look, I really like your idea. I want to make a print of it. You know, I want to show your idea to others, and I wanted, like, I haven't had a chance this year to paint something that I want to paint.
So what would be the first thing you would paint?
I want to do a really sick ass sweaty Wolverine.
A what?
Like a sick Wolverine.
Oh, like Wolverine?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what the hell you said. I was like, what?
I know.
Okay.
Because I said sweaty,
Yeah.
but I want him to be like kind of like not shirtless, but like, you know, like if he just came out of a battle and he's all like, you know, bloody and sweaty with his fucking, you know.
Is it a character that you relate to the most?
No. God, if I was Wolverine, I would be freaking nobody. I wouldn't talk to people if I was Logan.
This whole interview would be like,
Yeah. What you said in the beginning, that would not be me at all. Logan would be like, get moving.
So,
But,
like, you're very talkative. You're like an extrovert. Does that come naturally to you?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was a little
the Cuban
kid.
in you.
No, it's just like when I was a little kid, I would talk to everybody. I'm like that.
Cool.
I like to talk to people. I like to know where they're from. You know, I like to like just kind of like not pick your brain, but just see like, you know, where do you come from? What's your story?
I'm the opposite. I don't want to talk to no one. I want to get a gauge of the room, get a gauge of the people, see who I want to talk to. You know, like kind of get a vibe of them, and then I'll like open up.
Really? I could
Yeah.
have sworn. You know, I would have never.
Yeah. Well, when I'm amongst, like, it's different. Like when I'm by myself, but if I'm like in a group where I like have to perform, then I can perform. I can be like the spotlight. It doesn't bother me, but I prefer just to like lay back. You know.
Yeah.
I'm good at both. You know.
Do you feel like you do better? Like if you like for example, I see that you're here by yourself at this con. Like, do you feel like you've enjoyed the con more now that you're free to do what you want to do?
Oh, I always do what I want to do, no matter what.
I know, but when you're in a group, like,
No, I'll be like, I'm going over here. Bye.
bye, Felicia.
Yeah, so like last, like the whole entire time when there were panels that I wanted to hear or things I wanted to see, I would just like, hey, I'm going here. I'm gonna do this. I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat. Like, I gotta take a shit. I'll be back. Like, it's like, it didn't. I've always done me. I've always been that person. I never, like, I mean, I'm considerate, right?
Of
For the right
course.
things, but
Yeah.
for the most part, like, I make sure number one is like happy, which is I make sure I'm
Yeah.
happy. Because if I'm not happy, then I can't make anyone else happy. I can't make anyone laugh. If I'm miserable, then I don't want to put everyone else around me is going to feel that vibe, and it's going to affect them. So I always try to make sure I'm good, so that people around me want to be around me. You know, does that make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. Yeah.
So let's get into your paintings.
Yeah.
So you said a lot of these are commissions.
Yes.
So why do you think you're drawn from, like, people who are drawn to you are ones who like the animation, who like Bob's Burgers, who likes like Rick and Morty?
Well, I mean, I'm a big fan of the shows too.
Okay.
You know, so a lot of the pieces that I did were pieces, of Linda or Bob and Rick or Rick and Morty as well. So I'm a big fan, just like they are. So I think in order to paint something like that, you need to be a fan. It's really interesting because my brother and I, we're kind of like different in that I don't like anime. I'm sorry if I offend anybody out there. I'm sorry, I'm not
Which
into
is
anime.
so interesting because anime, like just in any like
Like
cartoons in general, or,
like Bleach,
Japanese
yeah,
and
Japanese anime. He says, "Oh, I'll do the commission. I don't care. I don't have to know the character." I'm like, I need to put my heart into it. Like, I need to know the origin, like how this character is, so I can like put him in a scenario, so I can know how to place them, how their body language would be, just. You know what I mean, though.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta know a little bit about the character.
Yeah, you have to like. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But like, why don't you like anime?
I don't want to sit there and read. If I wanted to read, I'll just pick up a comic book.
So you're more talking about like the mangas, like the comic books and stuff, like, or like.
I'm talking about the actual like anime shows where like it's all Japanese and you gotta read the
like
subtitles.
Girl, you know you can dub that, right?
Oh, I don't know. Every anime that's been recommended to me that they say that's really good, it has subtitles, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to fucking read. I'll read a comic book, or I'll just read the book.
So there's usually an option for like audio, like says, how you get a Spanish movie or like there's like a subtitle option that's usually in that same menu there's an audio option, so you can click down the audio that says English and all the English actors will voice the characters, so you don't have to read.
Well, I don't know, for some reason the ones that they've been recommending me do not have those options.
Not everything.
Trust me, I've tried.
Okay, not everything.
I have tried.
Okay,
I've tried.
It. So I don't even know what to ask you because I did not come prepared for this.
It's okay.
But you did mention that you are you like women.
I do.
You want to go there?
Sure, let's go there. I
Yeah.
don't mind. I can talk about women all day.
Ooh. Can I tell you a little secret?
Sure.
Okay, so I love porn and I watch it every day, all day. And
You watch lesbian, don't you?
Well, no, I don't watch that. What I do, it's more for like to calm myself. It's very calming. It's not usually just to get off of, although you do need to get off of it eventually after I've done like watched it for like hours. But what I've been getting into is a lot of straight porn.
Me too.
And so there's a lot
Not
of like,
lately, forever.
for me, it's been this year.
No.
And so usually, like, I would be like, ooh, a vagina, right? And like, I find myself like, now, like, not so, maybe humoring's the wrong word, but like entertaining the idea of like, if I were to meet like a trans person who had a vagina, like a transgender, like,
You mean
I
like-
would, like, I'm no longer getting scared of a vagina, where normally, like, a couple of years ago, I would be like, no, don't even put it near me. I mean, like, I would never even consider, like, fucking a girl. Not that I want to, I don't, but, like, I find myself, like, through watching straight porn,
Like,
like
maybe-
I find it less
Like, you've
terrifying.
matured.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm,
like matured
I'm
in that
growing.
in that aspect. Well, I mean, it happened to me too. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't like certain foods, and now I'm like, oh, my palate is different. I like this now. It's kind of.
Did you ever date, like, guys?
I did. I tried everything. You
Is
know,
it
I
because
feel like
you wanted to, like, play the straight role, you were kind of confused, or what was that about?
I mean, I was really young. I was like 15, 16. You know, I guess I was trying to fit in, but at the same time, like, I knew very, very young that I was different. And then, thank God for MTV and the real world, that I realized at like 10 what I was. I was like, oh shit, I'm gay. Do you remember like the Hawaii episode where Ruthie was gay? I mean, they had a lot of gay characters in the show.
I don't remember specific.
I have elephant memory.
Oh, I don't. I have horrible memory. But there was a gay person in a season where I watched, and he apparently had like a big dick, and he like, they showed it like in the house or something, and I remember like seeing that, and they didn't show his dick, but I was just like, oh my God, I'm so attracted to this man, and also with the situation, him just running around naked in the house. And I was like, I knew I was gay since I was 4, so I never had an issue with like not knowing. It's just seeing that in the media, seeing that no one in my family was gay. I think the first person to come out was like my cousin, and she's a little bit older than me, and it was very foreign. So when I saw that, like, I clinged to it. Like, I don't know if you ever saw like the cartoon. I was on maybe on MTV or another network where it was like the gay duo.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, like, oh my God, I lived for those moments for it to show up on TV. I waited for them and I watched for them because there was very little content of like gay media out there.
There is, and you know what? I have to admit though, like, I don't watch MTV now, and it's for many reasons.
Me
but
either.
MTV back in the 90s, I remember, granted, a 7-year-old, 8-year-old should not be watching Sex in the 90s. But, you know, since I at least in school where I went to, they were already talking about HIV at a very young age and informing kids about, you know, AIDS and HIV and all of that because it was a real big epidemic. And so, you know, I kind of see that Sex in the 90s is coming on and they're talking about it. So I wanted to know, like, how do you even contract this? Like, and they explained it better than they would in school. So it was very educational material. Like, if you guys have never seen Sex in the 90s, you really should. It's a series that MTV did back in the 90s, obviously. And every year they would talk about, you know, what was going on that year as far as, like, you know, STDs or sexual partners or whatnot. And just very informative. Like, it had a lot of information.
So I know, like, in the forefront of my mind, HIV is always, like, sitting there, like,
Yeah.
just the idea that it's so easy for me to catch it. Like, how is that point of view for, like, a lesbian? Like, how does that, are you always on your mind?
I think, I mean, I know it's more, of course it is, obviously. When I sleep with a woman that I don't know or know very little, it's obviously it's there. And it's, you know, for you guys, it's easier for you guys to protect yourselves. For us women, it's like we have to whip out this fucking, like, thing that looks like, you know, like wax paper, like that shit that I put on my paintings, you know, and lick that. It's just not the same.
You have to lick it?
Yeah, have you seen it? It's like a latex kind of thing. You stretch it out, you put it over her, yeah.
So how does it, is it like glue?
I mean, it's like a condom, you know, but instead of being like circular, it's like basically like almost like a little towel. Like a little towel. You just stretch it out.
So how does it stay?
Oh, you have to hold it.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean...
So you're sitting there holding it while, like, that is too much.
One of the things that a lot of lesbians contract, though, especially lesbians that have slept with men before and then start kind of like getting into the world of women or girls, whatever, is HPV. That is really common, which there's over 200 different types of HPV. Some of them are severe, some of them aren't so severe that your body can fight. The thing is that men are carriers and they don't know. It doesn't really do anything to men, but to women, it can cause them cervical cancer. It can cause them, you know, just a lot of different issues. You know, I know friends that have contracted it, and luckily the ones that they contracted, the form of STD that they contracted, their bodies were able to fight it.
Nice, that's good.
You know, but it's still scary. Hey, man. The cardstock, you got it, man.
That's my girl making her money. We've had to push pause once again because she got to go do her thing.
I know. I've done the same thing. I've supported the artist, the Elvis that I got you in Nashville. I went to Nashville to WizardCon, and I knew that she likes Elvis. Mind you, I'm in Nashville. And this artist was selling her prints. She was really humble. And I go, hey, I love this Elvis Superman that you did. And I know she likes Superman too, so I was like, how much for the original? She goes, what? And I go, how much for the original? I don't like to buy prints. How much for the original? She goes, I don't know. I've never sold one. And I was like, I want it, so give me your price on it. She goes, 90. I'm like, okay, cool. Here. She goes, I've never sold an original before. No one's ever asked me. I'm like, you should sell more of your original work. But yeah, I like buying original work from people.
It just was a lot more personal, I feel like, when you get the actual work that they worked on and thought about and make the little mistakes here and there. It just for me, it's more personal.
Oh, yeah. And you get DNA, too.
Yeah? Because of...
eyelashes, fingerprints.
And
yeah, artists.
Are you like a weirdo like that? Like you...
No, I'm a weirdo that goes to like art
Lotion
museums.
on the skin.
No, if you go to any art museum, you look at any painting, like, you know, not a print of it, obviously, but you'll see that there's like DNA of the artist.
I never even thought about that.
Get close.
It's interesting.
Cookie Monster. This guy's badass.
I gotta put it on pause once more. It's a busy day for Iris, so she's gotta go sell some paintings. And Supercon's coming to an end, which makes me very sad. But we cut it short and we say goodbye. But not forever.
I guess we gotta go, right? Because it's already 6:15. Or...
No, you guys can keep on. I'm just gonna start like little by little.
Oh, well, say bye to me real quick so I can go ahead and put this up too. So it's time for us to clear out. So we need to do this officially another time when I come back into Florida because this was fun and I want to
Yeah,
come
we'll do
prepared.
it at a bar.
At a bar? No, bitch. We'll do like in a recording place where I can find where it's like good quality sound.
Okay, then my studio.
You have a studio?
Yeah, my
Is it
house.
like for
It's for
sound?
jam sessions.
Okay, I'm coming over.
Okay.
Next time I come visit.
All right.
All right. Or I'll come over tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. No, I didn't bring my stuff, so it's just this. All right. All right. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.
Bye.